Hello again. I was talking to a client of mine recently because one of the challenges we have is significant inertia, meaning it's very, very difficult to get him or encourage him or compel him or inspire him to do anything. Typically, he would spend his days sleeping, drawing, doing anything but taking purposeful action. Well, I was talking to him about what motivated him, what was his drive. And what we were able to discover is that his primary motivation is just to get people off his back. And I asked him, what does a good day mean for you? And it reminded me of conversations that I've had in the past with other kids on the spectrum. And that is, a good day means no criticism, no redirects, no being made to feel stupid. Basically, a good day was survival. I kept my head low, under the radar, no nitpicking. So when I asked him, well, what do you want to do? What do you want to create? He had no idea. He really was not in touch with what he wanted. I think in part because of his executive functions make it difficult to execute and bring what he's imagining into reality. So instead of repeatedly dealing with that frustration, it's easier just to convince yourself you don't know. Because if you do know, then you need to have a conversation around how hard it is, how you don't know why you can't create it. And then maybe you'll have to stand there for a lecture about trying harder and, learning how to focus or whatever it is, well-meaning advice is given to you that isn't really productive. So it's easier to just say, I don't know. But in this boy's case, we're talking about a college situation. He needs to be constantly nagged in order to do assignments and whatnot. And the people around him would think, don't you care about your future? Don't you want to have goals? Don't you want to be more ambitious? This young man is so out of touch with his own desires. Only thing he can think of is, well, if I do what I'm supposed to, my parents will get off my back. If I do what I'm supposed to, they'll give me the little carrot that they dangled as incentive. But the motivation isn't coming from his values, his dreams, or anything he wants for himself. It's all about keeping everyone else who have their agendas off of his back. What kind of life is that? How can you develop any kind of vision for your future? So that's basically what he and I are focusing on now, is getting him more in touch with what he would like to create in the world, what problems he wants to solve, how he wants to show up. And then helping him self-advocate, put language to that, and share it with the adults around him that are supporting him. Because if they want to move him, it's ultimately going to be by supporting that dream that is pulling him forward. Because he sees the vision, he sees himself getting closer to it, he sees that the actions he's taking now that currently are getting done because of everybody else's insistence, once he can attach those to something he wants, something that drives him, it'll pull him towards it, as opposed to him always needing to be pushed from behind. One thing that is difficult in the neurodivergent mind is the tendency towards the all or nothing thinking, that the day has to be perfect in order to be good. So the absence of anything negative, as I was explaining, in this kid's mind, that's a good day. But even if something positive were to happen, that's not one of the criteria. His criteria is the absence of negative. So if there's one negative comment, bad day. So we need to work on the all or nothing as well. Because let's face it, you can get a flat tire, somebody can cut you off in traffic, one thing can upset your emotional regulation. Doesn't need to ruin the day. Because our life experience is a both and. It's not happiness or suffering. It's not everything working perfectly or everything is an inconvenience. It's a blend, and you know this. But for many people with neurodivergence, it's a foreign concept to think in terms of the gray. Everything falls in an all or nothing category, and therefore experiences tend to be overwhelming. Because that is how the brain by default organizes things. So we're going to help develop some flexibility in this young man's mind help him get more in touch with what moves him and attach that to these goals and responsibilities. And hopefully, before we know it, there'll be no need to be on his back because his own internal reward system will be built, stable, and pulling him forward. So I just wanted to share that little nugget with you in case it's helpful to understand yourself or somebody in your life who's a little ND somewhere. If you have any questions about this, please ask me. I'm here to help you. And please share this with anybody you think can benefit. And until next time, thanks for being you.